At this time, I would like to recognize that the ceremony will be led by School Marshal Dr. Robert Nueva, Associate Dean for Graduate Studies and Community Integration. Dr. Nueva will escort the platform party to the dais. Professor Cunningham. It is an honor to welcome the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, Stephen Scharf Interim Dean, Dr. Dwayne Meswa. It is my privilege to introduce the platform party for today's ceremony. The Assistant and Associate Deans of the School of Medicine, Cheryl Verbruggen, Vice Dean for Business and Administration. Brooke Taylor, Assistant Dean for Continuing Medical Education. Dr. Jeffrey DeVries, Associate Dean for Graduate Medical Education. Dr. Cynthia Ledford, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Clinical Education. Dr. Richard Kennedy, Associate Dean for Research. Dr. Robert McCauley, Associate Dean for Institutional Effectiveness and Technology. Dr. Pradeep Kamanulu, Assistant Dean of Medical Education. Dr. Dawn Zhang, Assistant Dean for Diversity and Inclusion. Dan Kallenberger, Assistant Dean for Medical Student Admissions. Dr. Deirdre Pitts, Interim Associate Dean for Academic and Faculty Affairs and Diversity and Inclusion. And Rick Kelly, Senior Director of Development. I also extend a warm welcome to the Oakland University Deans who join me today on the platform. From the Oakland University Libraries, Nancy Bulgarelli, representing Dean Stephen Whiter. From Graduate Studies, Acting Dean Susan Aubrey. From the Honors College, Dean Graham Harper. From the School of Education and Human Services, Dean John Marjoram Lays. And from the School of Health Sciences, Dean Kevin Ball. I now welcome to Oakland University's Vice Presidents. Vice President for Student Affairs and Chief Diversity Officer, Glenn McIntosh. Associate Vice President for Research, David Stone. And Vice President for University Communications and Marketing, John Young. I also welcome Oakland University Officer, the Associate Provost, Dr. Michelle Piskalich. Representing Beaumont Health on the dais is Dr. David Wood, Vice President and Chief Medical Officer. Department of Anesthesiology, Dr. Michael McHugh, Interim Chair. Department of Cardiology, Dr. Simon Dixon, Chair. Department of Diagnostic Radiology and Molecular Imaging, Dr. Richard Silbriglet, Interim Chair. Representing the Department of Emergency Medicine, Dr. Jamie Zayada. Department of Family Medicine and Community Health, Dr. Paul Mish, Chair. Department of Foundational Medical Studies, Dr. Douglas Gould. Department of Internal Medicine, Dr. Chris Carpenter, Chair. Department of Neurology, Dr. Daniel Menkes, Chair. Department of Neurosurgery, Dr. Fernando Diaz, Chair. Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Ray Bahado Singh, Chair. Department of Ophthalmology, Dr. George Williams, Chair. Department of Orthopedic Surgery, Dr. Jeffrey Fishgrund, Chair. Department of Pathology, Dr. Amin Matul, representing Dr. Barbara Ducketman, Chair. Department of Pediatrics, Dr. Chris Bergsman, representing Dr. Brian Berman, Chair. Department of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, Dr. Ronald Taylor, Chair. Department of Psychiatry, Dr. Ron Samarian, Chair. Department of Radiation Oncology, Dr. Thomas Guerrero, representing Dr. Craig Stevens, Chair. Department of Surgery, Dr. Mark Fricker, Chair. Department of Urology, Dr. Kenneth Peters, Chair. I now welcome members of the platform party who will participate in this afternoon's ceremony. OUWB alumni speaker, Dr. Aaliyah Thompson. Oakland University Board of Trustees, Melissa Stocklicker. Oakland University Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. James Lentini. And Oakland University President and our keynote speaker, Dr. Ora Hirsch-Peskovitz. I now welcome the OUWB faculty. It is my pleasure to welcome OUWB Stephen Scharf, Interim Dean, Dr. Meswet, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. LeBlance. At this time, I invite everyone who is able to rise and welcome the members of the class of 2019, led by School Marshal Dr. David Thomas, Assistant Dean for Medical Education. The class will enter by their PRISM groups, led by their PRISM mentors. Please remain standing for the national anthem performed by Da Cappella, the OUWB Medical Student Vocal Performance Group.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
Please be seated. Before we get started, we have a few special welcomes. We are pleased to have a special friend here today. I welcome back to campus Dr. Christina Grabowski, former Assistant Dean for Admissions at OUWB. We're also pleased to have a very special friend of Oakland University, Dr. Steve Newman. I have the privilege of recognizing leaders from Beaumont Health, OUWB's exclusive clinical teaching partner. Representatives from Beaumont Health joining us today include the President of Beaumont Hospital Royal Oak, Nancy Sussick, President of Beaumont Hospitals Troy and Grosse Pointe, Dr. Jim Lynch, Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer, Beaumont Hospital Royal Oak, Dr. Les Roche, Beaumont Health Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing and Communications Officer, Mark Bowen, and Chief Medical Officer at Beaumont Hospital Grosse Pointe, Dr. Nicholas Gilpin. We also have one of our community partners and civic leaders here with us today. I welcome District STEM Coordinator from the Chandler Park Academy, Kelvin Wise. Some very important individuals who teach our students how to examine and to relate to patients are known as standardized patients. Please stand and be recognized. We thank you so much for your dedication to educating our students. Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine student body are here today in support of this year's graduates. Will the class of 2022 please rise and remain standing? Will the class of 2021 please rise and remain standing? Will the class of 2020 please rise and remain standing? Will the OUWB alumni please rise and remain standing? Thank you. May I be seated? It is now my privilege to introduce a member of the Oakland University Board of Trustees, Melissa Stoliker, to address the graduates.
Good afternoon. I would like to begin my remarks by congratulating all of our graduates today. I also wish to commend each of you, as I sincerely believe that what you have accomplished deserves tremendous admiration and respect. The Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine maintains the highest standards of excellence. These standards guide the instruction this institution provides, the skilled and professional application of that knowledge, and the execution of professional best practices. Each of you graduating today has been invited to participate in this ceremony because your work over the last 4 years has risen to this elevated standard of excellence. Know that you are among a highly select group of students that has demonstrated the tremendous tenacity and perseverance necessary to succeed in such an academic environment. Your exemplary scholarship is not all you are to be commended for. 4 years ago, you made a commitment to master the knowledge and skills necessary to practice medicine. The truth is, you also made a commitment to practice medicine with care, compassion, and understanding for the people you serve. I have every confidence that you will do exactly that as you leave this institution and throughout your careers. I applaud you in advance for working to realize this critically important goal. I describe this as a critically important goal because in medicine, perhaps more so than in any other profession, the truest measure of success will always be the ultimate welfare of the people you serve. Knowledge and skill alone will not ensure the very best of outcomes. Only when they are utilized in the midst of compassionate care can they do so. In the countless decisions you will be called to make as doctors, you will have equally as many opportunities to elevate the esteem and trust that our society places in healthcare professionals. Know that as long as you remain as immersed in the humanity of your practice as you are in the science of it, you will find all the success you desire. At the same time, you will help advance the success and vitality of the practice of medicine as a whole. Each of you is leaving here a superbly educated physician. The power of your convictions will determine whether you also leave here and forever remain empathetic human beings. Hold tight to the courage, determination, and commitment to service that has brought you this far, and you will find no limits to what you are able to accomplish. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. I also invite you, and hope that you will, remain engaged in this university community. We look forward to learning of the great success stories that lie ahead for each and every one of you. Once again, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Trustee Stoliker. It is now my honor to introduce our commencement keynote speaker, Dr. Ora Hirsch-Peskovitz. Dr. Peskovitz is the president of Oakland University and a renowned pediatric endocrinologist. Her distinguished career includes leadership positions in medical research, academia at the University of Michigan, and in business at Eli Lilly and Company. Since 2017, she has been at the helm of Oakland University, where she is also a member of the OUWB Foundational Medical Studies faculty. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Ora Hirsch-Peskovitz.
Thank you so much, Dean Wezwa. Welcome, graduates, family members, and friends. On this proud occasion, I'd like to extend my appreciation to our interim dean, our VIPs from Beaumont Health, our distinguished guests, the OUWB faculty, and of course, to Stephen Scharf founding dean, Robert Fulberg. For 1 decade, Dean Folberg oversaw the beginning of our first new medical school in Michigan for more than half a century. Please give him congratulations. His seminal contributions and legacy are clearly evident in the students who are graduating today and will forever be an important part of what makes OUWB an important and unique and distinctive school among the world's medical schools. I want to thank you for inviting me to share in one of the most memorable and significant moments in your medical school careers and in your lives. You know, few moments compare to this one, and I know because I once stood in your place, and like you, I felt the pride of accomplishment coupled with excitement and just a little bit of anxiety about what would happen next. For me, I was moving to a new city where I had never lived before. I was going to work in a hospital I had known nothing about, and to work with people I had never met. I was going to live with a man who was going to become my husband, but I was filled with all kinds of self-doubt. Would I be able to survive the rigors of residency? Could I live in a city with no family or friends? Was I really ready to get married? And most importantly of all, would someone ever really trust me to be a good doctor, their child's doctor? You know, there's so much that comes with the title doctor, and you have worked so hard to get to this moment, and if you can wait just a little bit longer, soon you will be called doctor. But you're only part of the way through your journey, and along this path, you'll encounter some of the most incredible moments of joy, satisfaction, accomplishment, and reward. And these incredible moments will come during some long and grueling hours. You'll experience pain, suffering, disappointment, and tragedy. You'll also have a front row seat to the entire tapestry of all that is good and all that is bad in medicine, and all that makes us human beings. The mystery and the miracle of life. You'll be exalted when you save a life, but you'll be disappointed when you fail to do so. I know this too, because in the course of my career, I experienced all of this and more. But I wouldn't trade one day of my life or my career as a physician for any other, because medicine is the most noble of professions. When you applied to medical school more than 4 years ago, I bet there's a good chance that somewhere in your application you wrote something like this: I want to be a doctor because I like science. I'm also good at fill in the blank: rock climbing, painting, Spanish, violin, gardening, golfing, ukulele, right? I volunteered in South America, the inner city, in an emergency room, Africa, and most importantly, I really care about people, and I want to help them. Today, as you embark on the next step on your journey, I want to remind you of what you wrote on your application and your early motives to become a doctor. Those ideas to help people, they may seem trite today, but those ideas, they're still really good ideas. And I want you to continue to be inspired to do remarkable things with your lives and to leave a lasting impact on the lives of others. You should know that we selected you to be in our medical school, not only because you're brilliant academically, not only because you might have won a triathlon, or because you play the ukulele, or because you speak 5 languages, we chose you to attend OUWB because, in addition to all of those things, you also demonstrated to us that you have compassion and empathy. At OUWB, you have learned the same core curriculum that is taught at all other medical schools, but you've also been trained in our kindness curriculum, a unique curriculum that teaches our students the importance of 3 things: compassion, about collaboration, and about community. And this is atypical among medical schools, and it's a program that makes me, as president, exceptionally proud. You've participated in our COMPASS program, a center for community engagement, which identifies the needs of vulnerable populations, and we encouraged you to actively impact the lives of others much less fortunate than yourselves. And during your participation in this program, you've done some exceptional things, like participate in the student-run free clinic, the Bernstein Clinic, and the program for Hispanic children in Pontiac. And you were fortunate to train in a medical school with this unique curriculum that has nurtured and polished your natural traits to enhance your ability to care for others. So today, I want to focus my time with you talking about altruism. I know that you came to OUWB with a selfless concern for the welfare and betterment of others. You came here with a burning desire to make a difference in the world. But I also know that now, 4 years later, many of you leave here with enormous college and medical school debt. Some of you are married, some of you have children, and you've already experienced the rigors of a demanding schedule. But the rigors of residency are even greater. I happen to have a clear personal recollection of these demands and the tension that they caused in my own life. And I worry that all of these factors could chip away at your altruistic tendencies. And because these things worry me a little bit, I want you to know my thoughts on this today. In 1851, the philosopher Auguste Comte coined the word altruism to mean an unselfish regard for the welfare of others. How could the trait of altruism evolve? After all, Darwinian evolution is about survival of the fittest, not survival of the finest, the kindest, the nicest, or the gentlest. And yet, altruism exists across the entire evolutionary spectrum of the animal kingdom, especially in humans. Children as young as 18 months of age exhibit altruistic behaviors. In an experiment published in the prestigious journal Science, an investigator inadvertently dropped clothespins or knocked over books during the course of just performing ordinary tasks. And each time there was such an accident, every one of 24 toddlers immediately ran over and offered help to pick up the dropped items. Interestingly, though, if the investigator didn't appear to need the help, the children didn't offer it. So studies like these lead me to conclude that we're born with innate altruism, the capacity to want to help others. This means that altruism is likely in our genes. It means that we can nurture these traits further from early childhood through medical school and beyond. And yet, the age-old quandary remains. Are we, as the 18th century philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau contended, noble savages whose best intentions are corrupted by civilization? Or are we, as the 17th century philosopher Thomas Hobbes contended, fundamentally selfish brutes who needed civilization to rein in our best impulses. Turns out that human altruistic behavior and its rewards can be mapped to certain brain regions. In a study from Emory, functional MRI scans were used to examine the brains of women while they were performing acts of mutual cooperation. And when they did that, the parts of the brain that are associated with reward processing and pleasure were activated. These are the same brain gratification centers that play a role in the pleasure we experience when we eat good food, when we have sex, when we play video games, when we listen to music, as well as drug and alcohol addiction. This means that there are intrinsic biological rewards when people do good things. So can this explain why some people choose to be altruistic? Is it possible that it induces pleasure in the individual and that this kind of pleasure can be addictive? W.H. Auden said, "We're all here on earth to help others, but what I can't figure out is what are the others here for?" Ayn Rand, though, said she was the lead thinker of the objective system called objectivism, the philosophical system, and she wondered if altruism is really all true, because she said that altruism should be rejected. And she believed that every person should primarily look out only for himself or herself. She claimed that ethics ultimately consisted merely of self-interest. Each individual should only do whatever benefits himself or herself alone. But in contrast, the great physician Maimonides said that charitable acts should be done anonymously with no benefit to the recipient and no tangible gain to the donor. And yet there's a third school of thought expressed by the French philosopher Emmanuel Levinas, who opined that the individual should do things for others, but it is in self-interest. But he believed that there is a balance between self-interest and compassion for others. Personally, I'm a student of the Levinas school of thought. Because of its focus on balance, everything in life comes down to finding the right balance, a balance between the personal and the professional, a balance between time at work and time at home, a balance between doing things for oneself and doing things for others. And as physicians, we need to strive for a balance between the egotistic and the altruistic motives, a balance between selfish and selfless actions. And I want you to preserve the idealism and the spirit of altruism that you had when you first came to OUWB. It is possible to care for other people and care for yourself. And in fact, in order to care for other people, you must take care of yourself. It's acceptable to enjoy the emotional, spiritual, and financial rewards that come from the practice of medicine while also focusing on the care of others. And often it's when we're caring for others that we find that the benefit actually accrues to ourselves. 8 years ago, my husband was killed in a car accident. My own grief was lessened when I realized that I could help others less fortunate than I was, and when I focused on the fact that many others had suffered much more than I had. Empathy and compassion are vital for physicians to understand a patient's suffering and to becoming a great physician. So, can you do good and do well at the same time? Is it still altruism if you, as a physician, do good things for your patients, but also do well by profiting from this work? I believe that you can be a good physician and also do well for yourself and your families. But remember why you chose to become a physician and never lose sight of your altruism, compassion, and empathy. As you start your residencies, I know there will be times when you will question whether medicine is really about serving and helping others. I suspect you will have moments of reservation. I suspect you will find that you will probe and re-examine your decision to become a physician. And no doubt, residency is intense, it's rigorous, demanding, and difficult. And there will be many other things that are likely to disturb you too. For some of you, it may be that after 4 years of medical school, you will be disappointed that you still have so much to learn. For others, you will become exhausted by the schedule. Others will become frustrated that there's still so much to learn in this field that you've selected. And others will become frustrated by your incompetence in doing certain procedures required to become skilled in your specialty of choice. And I suspect that every one of you will get frustrated at least once by the electronic medical record system, or by a nurse who wakes you up at 3 in the morning, or even by your own patient's illnesses, or by the competing demands of home and work. I remember being absolutely exhausted as a resident, and our mantra at the time was, just keep them alive till 8:05. And all of you will be terribly troubled to discover that medicine has warts and imperfections. We do not cure all diseases. We do not prevent all pain and suffering. And we make errors. And all these things will make you uncomfortable. And you will need to learn how to get comfortable with those very things that make you uncomfortable. For me, it has taken many years to get comfortable with the discomfort. 3 months after I graduated from medical school, when I was a resident, I almost quit medicine. One of my patients was a 7-year-old girl with leukemia, and she died. And I believed it was because of me. I thought, if only I had more skill, if only I had more knowledge, if only I was a better doctor, I would have been able to save this child's life. I was distraught, and I concluded that I would never be a competent physician who would be able to help others. Fortunately, there was a psychiatrist who was helping this child's mother cope with her grief, and she helped me to recognize that the very agony that I was experiencing over this child's death would one day help me to care for many other children as a pediatrician. And I'm so glad that she did help me through that period, because then I went on to have the privilege of caring for thousands of other children and patients over the course of my career. But even today, there are many things about medicine that make me uncomfortable and that I find excruciatingly difficult. For example, I am disturbed by the inequities in our healthcare system. I'm disturbed by the high costs and lack of access that many have to healthcare, by the burnout and high rates of depression, drug abuse, and suicide in healthcare providers. I'm disturbed by the serious rates of medical errors in our healthcare systems. Several years ago, when I was the CEO of a major hospital system, I met with the family of a child who had a congenital heart disease and who died following what should have been an uncomplicated surgical procedure. The parents wanted me to explain to them why their child had died. After the case was analyzed in great detail, I could only tell them that their child should not have died. We had made errors, a perfect storm of errors that were made by physicians, nurses, the pharmacy, and our hospital system. The uncomfortable fact is that there is fallibility in medicine. As Atul Gawande, the American surgeon and writer, describes in his book, Complications, There is a central truth about medicine. All doctors make terrible mistakes. The important question isn't how to keep bad physicians from harming patients. It's how to keep good physicians from harming patients. Like me, you will have to learn how to get comfortable with the uncomfortable so that eventually you can provide your patients with comfort. And actually, not only do I think that you should get comfortable with discomfort, but you should embrace it. For it's actually discomfort that leads us to strive to learn more, to discover more, to do more, to work harder, and ultimately to do it better. As you pursue this next chapter, in addition to getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, do not forget to preserve and enhance your altruistic tendencies. Remember the satisfaction that you received from your Compass projects. Remember that you have chosen to be a sacred healer in order to serve and to provide comfort to others. And remember to find that balance between egotistic and altruistic motives and between selfish and selfless actions. Anne Frank said, "How wonderful is it that no one need wait but a single moment before starting to improve the world." So tonight, please take a moment and write down why you became a physician and what kind of contributions you hope to make. Keep that note in a special place and promise yourself that you will look at it often, especially if times get rough. My father is a rabbi committed to social justice and moral clarity, and he told me a parable when I was a child. I return to it often and ponder its lesson to understand my own commitment to being altruistic. The Jordan River flows along the borders of its namesake country, as well as Lebanon, Israel, and Syria. Along the way, the river feeds both the Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea. The Sea of Galilee returns the favor, so to speak, and gives water back to the Jordan River. But the Dead Sea only takes water from the Jordan River, and it gives nothing back in return. It is dead, with no natural outlets. Well, the Sea of Galilee is vibrant. Flora and fauna thrive in the Sea of Galilee, but the Dead Sea has no life. It is unsustainable. In life, you should be like the Sea of Galilee. While we take, we should also remember to give back, and that way we will have so much in return. And now I'd like to give a word of welcome to those of you who are gathered here today, the loved ones. Thank you so much for everything you have done to help your graduate reach this glorious day. They couldn't have done it without your love, your support, and your encouragement. Their futures will be incredibly stimulating, exciting, and gratifying, but it might also be challenging, physically and emotionally exhausting, and there will be moments of misgivings, uncertainty, and self-doubt. Remember to continue to be generous with your support and love, even if you might not be sure it's being reciprocated. I promise you that one day it will be. And now, precious graduates, medicine is a sacred profession. I, for one, feel extraordinarily fortunate to be a physician. Of all the things I'm proud to be, woman, daughter, administrator, my self-identity is linked more to being my children's mother and to being a physician than to anything else. Starting today, You too have a new identity. Imagine that even at this very moment, as we celebrate your entry into the fellowship of physicians, someone, somewhere on this planet is on a track to intersect with you, and that person will be calling you their doctor, someone who will put unconditional faith in your ability to diagnose, to treat, and to cure, as well as to comfort. You won't disappoint them. The famous Muslim Maulana Eddie, who is also known as the Angel of Mercy, and he was nominated several times for a Nobel Peace Prize, said, "Everyone's responsibility is to take care of others. That's what being human means. If more people thought that way, our problems would be solved. You have a responsibility to care for others, and I cannot think of any better physicians than you to take care of the ones we love." Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Peskovitz, for sharing that thoughtful and encouraging address with us. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Sandra LeBlance, Associate Dean for Student Affairs, to preside over the presentation of diplomas and ceremonial hooding of our graduates.
Class of 2019, it is with gratitude and joy that I am here to witness and celebrate this day with you. From the first day of your M1 orientation in August of 2015, I experienced the budding of an esprit de corps that has blossomed into beautiful collegiality in your work together and your friendships that will last a lifetime. Your class is very special, and that you have journeyed through this medical school experience with true care and compassion for each other. As physicians in training, you have displayed a spirit of dedication to the profession through your diligent work for acquisition of knowledge and clinical expertise. We are proud to send you out into the world as one of our own. You have embraced the true meaning of being an OUWB trained physician. Remember what you have accomplished here and take it with you as you move throughout the world. Maintain the bonds you have created, no matter how near or far you are in the future. Class of 2019, your energy and your spirit will remain with us forever, and for that, we are grateful. We wish you well as you embark on the next adventures of your lives. I would like to invite Dean Meswa back to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. LeBlance. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine please rise? President Peskovitz, on behalf of the faculty of Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, I would like to present to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine. President Peskovitz.
Thank you, Dean Meswa. Upon the nomination of the faculty of Oakland University and by the authority of the state of Michigan, vested in the Board of Trustees and delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Medicine. I now invite Dr. LeBlanc to return to the podium.
So here we are. I would like to ask Dr. Elizabeth Lalezi and her group to please approach the stage. I also invite to the stage Dr. Cynthia Ledford, Associate Dean for Medical Education. Dr. Ledford will be assisting all of the PRISM mentors with the hooding today. While the group is making their way up here, I thought I would take a moment and explain why we have physician mentors assisting the students with their hoods. These physicians have played an important role in mentoring and supporting their group of students over the past 4 years. The mentors helped the students don their first white coat. They read monthly reflections. They met one-on-one with the students. They listened to the students as they expressed concerns and frustrations and celebrated their successes. On behalf of all the students, we would like to thank our physician mentors for all they have done for the class of 2019. In addition to the hood that each graduate is about to receive, you will notice some of them are wearing honor cords. The graduates wearing the green and white cords have been honored with induction into the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. The AOA recognizes exemplary leadership, character, community service, and professionalism demonstrated by individuals who are also in the top 25% of their class academically. The graduates who are wearing gold cords were nominated by their peers for induction into the Gold Humanism Honor Society. It recognizes those who are considered exemplars of compassionate patient care. They are role models, mentors, and leaders in the practice of humanism in medicine. As the names of our graduates are called for their diplomas and ceremonial hooding, please hold your applause until the last student has received their diploma. At that time, we will recognize all the students. For those graduates who are still at your seats, you can go ahead and have a seat until we pull you up. Dr. Miriam Ahmad. Dr. Tori Davis Esau. Dr. Thomas Michael Bebekowski. Dr. Jonathan Chan. Dr. Peter O. Chaku. Dr. Melissa Danko. Dr. Shirley Shu, Melissa's sister, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Varun Devaraj. Dr. Narayan Devaraj, Varun's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Subash Idupugunti. Dr. George Fu. Dr. Muleka Mahmood Yusuf Ghanem. Dr. Attar Mahmood Yusuf Ghanem, Malika's sister, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Kanav Pramyanath Gupta. Dr. Timothy Hewitt. Dr. Gayatri Jainagraj. Dr. Kanagi Chinakanu, Gayatri's mother, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Brian Lee. Dr. Eva Ma, Dr. Shan Shi-Ing Ma, and Dr. June Ma, Eva's father and mother and brother, are assisting with the hooding. Dr. Amanda Lynn Marshall. Dr. Anthony J. Mells. Dr. Carrie Mells and Dr. Susan Mells, AJ's parents, are assisting with the hooding. Dr. Dina Nasir. Dr. Christian Peterson. Dr. Joshua Edward Powell. Dr. Kuin Sakthivale. Dr. Joshua Shefkat. Dr. Fahad Shekli. Dr. Humaira Dr. Humaira Nikhat Sullivan. Dr. Rasha Tadros. Dr. Weiji Bulos, Rasha's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Carla Mahayala Villarreal. I would like to introduce Dr. Rachel Rode and her PRISM group to the stage. Dr. Muhammad Usman Ahmed. Dr. Ukila Alapati. Dr. Ravindra Alapati, Akila's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Vincent Sunny Bang. Dr. Michael J. Burnett. Dr. Timothy M. Burnett and Dr. John P. Burnett, Michael's father and brother, are assisting with the hooding. Dr. Peter Chen. Dr. Emily Catherine Clark. Dr. Tiffany Dow. Dr. Elaine Dong. Dr. Austin Fan. Dr. Benjamin Combes Guillaume. Dr. Michael Guillaume, Benjamin's brother, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Allison M. Gurney McMaster. Dr. Simi Jandu. Dr. Noah Klein. Dr. Ivan Lee. Dr. Camelia Mahmoudian. Dr. Adrian Michelle. Dr. Brandon Wynn. Dr. Andrew Din Pham. Dr. Christopher Reese. Dr. Amandeep Sawana. Dr. Manali Shah. Dr. Michelle Shaman. Dr. Alan Shaman, Michelle's brother, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Vincent Tang. Dr. Nicholas Gerard von Schrott. Dr. Janice Zhao. I now welcome Dr. Alan Silverman's PRISM Group to the stage. Dr. Kashar Aryampur. Dr. Anita Bajpai. Dr. Artie Bajpai, Anita's mother, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Blake Aman Bartholomew. Dr. Jacqueline Cameron. Dr. David Chu. Dr. Yiling Dai. Dr. Anne Marilise Dersch. Dr. Mark Dersch, Anne's father, will be assisting with the hooding. Dr. Jessica Dazubnar. Dr. Devon Clemens Freudenberger. Dr. Mark Germani. Dr. Catherine Grisa. Dr. Jacob Henriksen. Dr. Jean-Pierre Iskandar. Dr. Sanjeev Kandia. Dr. Derek Lealy. Dr. Mary Jean Natasha Loso. Dr. Marissa Matthews. Dr. Ja Tu Nine. Dr. Nimesh Patel. Dr. Shelby Potkin. Dr. Benjamin Potkin, Shelby's father, will be assisting with the hooding. Dr. Mark Satzer. Dr. Taylor Sellers. Dr. Vivek Shah. Dr. Arthi Shah, Vivek's sister, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Daniel Salomon. Dr. Trevor Tooley. Dr. Richard Tooley and Dr. Ann Tooley, Trevor's parents, are assisting with the hooding. Dr. Spencer Carl Wilhelm. Dr. John Jacob Strobel, Jacob's father-in-law, is assisting with the hooding. I now welcome Dr. Brett Todd's Prism Group to the stage. Dr. Jamila Jamal Al-Hashidi. Dr. Michael Baranowski. Dr. Megan Boyk. Dr. Roland D. Cook. Dr. Spencer Darlin. Dr. Douglas Darlin, Spencer's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Matthew Dragowski. Dr. Mark E. Dragowski, Matthew's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Karen Fernandez. Dr. Samuel Gamsky. Dr. Thomas Gamsky, Samuel's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Kelly Ann Gomes. Dr. Michael Gaiori. Dr. Craig Gaiori, Michael's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Christine M. Hood. Dr. David Monif Kakish. Dr. Joseph Saad Alashaki, David's cousin, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Ashwin Kumar. Dr. Christopher Michael Lehman. Dr. Ahmad Mazri. Dr. Megan Miller. Dr. Jennifer Okumbawa Ikpomosa. Dr. Ryan Michael Pham. Dr. Rima M. Rita. Dr. Ross Schmayman. Dr. Sagar K. Shaw. Dr. Sean Sloan. Dr. Catherine Terrentine. Dr. Kevin Weiss. Dr. Brian Yuhan. Dr. Maria Zhang and Dr. Robert Yuhan. Brian's parents are assisting with the hooding. Last but not least, I welcome Dr. John Tu's Prism Group to come to the stage. Dr. Lauren Michelle Andring. Dr. Alexander Cyrus Aram. Dr. Drew Barnes. Oh, sorry. Dr. Drew Barnes. Dr. Camden Nicole Burke. Dr. Kunthal Chaudhary. Dr. James Richards Krebs. Dr. Russell William Stevenson Dedon. Dr. Sarah Elizabeth Dykowski. Dr. Mark David Dykowski, Sarah's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Stephen Sam Germana. Dr. Joan DeSully Germana, Stephen's mother, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Barbara Sharon Gordon. Dr. Leif Helland. Dr. Tolulope Oyibola Ifabiyi. Dr. Godwin Ifabiyi, Tolupo's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Guneet Kaleg Ka. Dr. Kawarnjeet Singh, Guneet's uncle, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Eduardo Lamas Basulto. Dr. Eduardo Alejandro Lamas, Eduardo's father, is assisting with the hooding. Dr. Carrie C. Lowe. Dr. Emil Mualem. Dr. Felix Oluwadami Lara Ore Larue. Dr. Razvan Popescu. Dr. Zachary Schwager. Dr. Ishani M. Shaw. Dr. Patrick Smith. Dr. Kanika Thapar. Dr. Ayota Tadusa Wuruda. Dr. Daniel Yamane. This concludes the hooding ceremony. Congratulations to our new physicians, the class of 2019. I now invite my dear friend, Dr. Leif Helland, our class of 2019 student speaker, to the podium.
Hello and welcome. You know, if we learn anything in medical school, it's about the necessities of playing to our strengths and comforts. As you may know, I will be walking into the world of pathology. As such, I thought it would be a good idea to downsize just an outline of my speech to make sure I don't go too far off script for all of the administration here. Just allow me to focus in. Almost. There we go. Okay. Wow. We made it. Congratulations to everyone sitting here in the class of 2019. Look around at everyone who has come here to support you. Can we take a moment to give all of our spouses, parents, family members, and friends a huge round of applause for all the support they've given us? And let us not forget all of our professors, attendings, resident, and support staff at OUWB for the fantastic job they have done in creating, dare I say, such a fantastic set of new physicians. As much as we depend on all of our highly proficient study skills acquired over 2 decades of formal instruction, we depend even more on all of our relationships to get us through the trials of medicine. Now, I would like to invite all of my classmates to reach under their chairs and take out their imaginary microscopes. As we take a look at what's gone on over the past 4 years, let's start off on a low-power zoom and just take a moment to appreciate the gestalt of how monumental a task it is that you've just completed. Then, let's switch to a higher power zoom to look into the individual memories of your time in medical school. Think about how much has changed. Think about the good times, the bad times, all of your personal highs and lows. And now, take a breath, because we've finished. We're done. Now we get to coast for the rest of our lives with no cares or worries at all. How great is that? Well, perhaps coast is not quite the word I'm looking for. That is, unless we change the definition of coast to works relentlessly to pursue one's goals over the next 4 to 6 decades. As we look around the auditorium, we see an assortment of some of the top performers in academics from around the world. Just in our class, we have over 57 undergraduate institutions represented. We hail from many different cities and states, countries and continents. To say that we are well-rounded would be an understatement. Daughter, son, father, sister, teacher, confidant, and friend. We have all worn many different hats throughout our lives up until this point. But today marks an inflection point for each and every one of us. As diverse as we are, we all have one thing in common. We are part of the OUWB family circle. As founding dean Robert Foldberg states, OUWB is a circle within a circle. And although a circle contains an infinite amount of points, if we miss even one point, the continuity of the circle is broken. What does this mean? This means that each of us is of infinite importance to both the structure and legacy of Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine. Doctor, physician, clinician, healer. These are the terms that now are officially the prefixes of our introductions for the rest of our lives. They are titles that demand a willing sacrifice of self in service to our community. Early in our first year, we received a lecture from Dr. Wasserman in which he discussed the difference between a job and a profession. All of you have chosen a path that will continue to define your life, both in and outside of the hospital. Doctor. It is a title that holds respect in the community. And as we all know, in the words of Uncle Ben from Spider-Man 1, with great power comes great responsibility. Our job does not end when we walk out of the doors of the hospital, clinic, or windowless grossing rooms. We hold a social contract in which society has entrusted us with their very lives in exchange for our help whenever it is required. Whether on the street, in a restaurant, or even 30,000 feet up in the air, the proverbial beeper never gets turned off. Now, for those of you who are unaware, today is a day not only in celebration of a change in title, but also a paradigm shift in each student's wardrobe. As of today, our class gains 6 very important inches. Not in height, nor shoulder width, but on the posterior and circumferential aspect of our white coats. This 6 inches represents so many things. The countless hours studying in O'Dowd, the many evenings hunched over netters in the anatomy lab, the days of standing stock still, retracting in the operating room, and the vitamin D deficient months toiling in the basement of Kresge. They can remind us of all that we have learned, of the thrill we felt as a class with a 100% pass rate on step 1, of the many patients discharged and sent home, and of the miracles of life we helped usher into the world. There are too many successes that my class has shared in to fully enumerate on now, but as small as 6 inches on the bottom of a coat may seem, they represent that yet undefined potential of all the opportunities that lie ahead of us. But before going too far into the future, I thought it would be prudent to take a look into the past versions of ourselves seated in neat rows behind you and pass on to them some of the knowledge and wisdom that we have acquired over the past 4 years. To the M1s, congratulations, because you've also made it. You've conquered the beast that is AFCP and BFCP. Now, to all in the audience who don't know what those acronyms mean, it's totally okay. Medical school is filled with acronyms, and I'm still not sure what many of them mean. My personal rule is that if a cursory search of Google doesn't turn up the answer, the acronym is probably not worth knowing. M1s, you are about to finish up your last organ system and embark on your first and last summer vacation. Now, speaking of embark, you should probably work on that. Life can get crazy, and putting time into your capstone research project now will pay serious dividends later on in medical school when it's not hanging over your head. Now, M2s, if you are here, it means you've taken time out of your busy, dedicated step study to be here. What are you thinking? You should be in Kresge studying. Just kidding. It's actually a very well-known fact that to those who attend the graduation ceremony during STEP, there's a 5-point boost acquired on Step 1, simply due to the inspirational sounds of the bagpipes swirling through the air. To the M2s that are here, all I can say is buckle up. The hospital is looming ever nearer. Medical school is about to get more intense, but at the same time, so much more rewarding. The ability to apply everything that you have learned up until this point makes waking up early and staying late absolutely worth it. You've got one last hurdle to jump through before the real fun begins. So focus in, crush STEP, and enjoy all the opportunities that M3 year has to offer. M3s. As you are all winding down your third year and finalizing what decisions for what kind of doctor you want to be and where you want to apply, I want to remind you that this is you next year. You have one more year in between you and your residency. So keep pushing and learning all the way to the end. At times, fourth year can be overwhelming, not just because of the amount of work that needs to be done, but also due to the massive reintroduction of free time, which is all too absent during the first 3. So work hard to finish strong with your application and interview process. And then try not to freak out over all the things that may seem out of your control. Because no matter what, things will work out. You will get to where you need to go, even if there are some detours along the way. My fellow M4s, what can I say except thank you? You have been an amazing class that I have been honored to be a part of. Each of you brought something unique and special to our class, and I will miss being able to hang out with all of you in the hospital, student lounge, and classrooms, catching up on all the amazing things you have accomplished, both in the professional arena and your personal lives. I sincerely hope that as a class, we can continue to positively impact all of our co-residents and hospital staff in the same way that we've poured into one another. Class of 2019, the conclusion of this speech is actually our beginning. It is the start of the most exciting, longest lasting, and highest impact part of our lives. Each of us will go to our respective residencies and step into our future professions where we will make our mark, not just in the medical community, but in the thousands of lives that we will touch during the course of our career. So stand up tall, smile wide, and dust off your fourth-year student medical stethoscope as we walk together into the next stage of our lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Helland, for your inspiring remarks. Our next speaker was on this stage only 1 year ago as a graduate of our class of 2018. Today, she is a resident physician in family medicine at the University of Michigan Hospitals. I'm pleased to welcome home Dr. Aaliyah Thompson, the president-elect of the OUWB Alumni Association.
I was going to take some beta blockers today, but I figured half of you probably wouldn't be listening by now. So good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to all of you graduating doctors. You should all be so incredibly proud of yourselves. In just a few short months, you will start your intern year, notoriously deemed one of the toughest years of training. I want to be the first to reassure you that you are going to do just fine. As my intern year comes to a close, thank God, I want to give you guys some guidance. First, be prepared to make mistakes. You guys are going to make many. During medical school at OUWB, you're told that it's okay to make mistakes. You're learning. You should know that the same goes for the rest of your career. You will be continuously making mistakes, but also learning from them. Even though we say that these mistakes are okay, it doesn't make them hurt your ego any less, it doesn't make you ruminate any less, and it doesn't make you feel better about potentially putting a patient at risk. The first day you make a mistake, whether it's unimportant or critical, I want you to remember that you must learn to forgive yourself. Second, you are human and your reactions are human. Fatigue, tears, hunger, and anger, they're all perfectly normal. Prioritize your needs. Try to get as much sleep as you possibly can. Know that unless it's a code, nothing is more important than eating your lunch. And remember that you should be going to the bathroom during your 12-hour day. Our blood sugar tanks and our muscles fatigue and our ever-changing sleep schedule heightens those reactions. I want you to remember to listen to your body when it's telling you to take a break, and don't be ashamed for doing that. Third, know that being this close to death and dying is truly very humbling and very painful. For anyone that's going to be taking care of children, these deaths are particularly unsettling. Reach out for help from your peers because it's okay to grieve for your patients. Learn how to give a proper talk about code status and end-of-life care because it's a huge service to your patients. Lastly, remember that this year's temporary and the time truly does go quickly. Try your best to have fun inside both inside and outside work. Soak in the learning, catch babies, do procedures, and bond with your clinic patients. Don't forget about your friends and family. Life doesn't stop while you're in residency. Grow your family, whether that's adding dogs, babies, or just houseplants. Don't put life on hold. To finish it off, I just want to reiterate how proud I am of all of you, including the first, second, and third-year medical students. Wherever you're heading off to, they're lucky to have you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. So we're rounding the corner. Just a few more important things that we need to do yet. One of them is you're going to listen to me for a few minutes. I'm extremely proud to be sharing this address with all of you on this very special occasion. When Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine was founded in 2008, it changed medical education with its kindness curriculum. I knew from the first days of the school that as chair of the Department of Radiology, we had the opportunity to be part of a transformative process that creates a unique physician. Beginning with the holistic approach in our admissions process, we select not only from the brightest 8,000 applicants, but those that also possess the talent and humanistic values that complement our curriculum. While serving on the admissions committee, I had the great fortune to review applications from across the country with some of the most distinctive attributes I've ever seen. Class of 2019, you are here today because those experiences and attributes that indicated you had the ability to be a physician who is altruistic, compassionate, and empathetic. OUWB offers an innovative four-year curriculum that vertically integrates the basic and clinical sciences. The program of study includes an organ system-based preclinical curriculum. At OUWB, we integrate this study with longitudinal courses in the art and practice of medicine, medical humanities, and clinical bioethics, the promotion and maintenance of health, and personal and professional development. A four-year-long research program, Embark, requires each student to move beyond competency requirements and contribute to the advancement of medicine and healthcare by undertaking and understanding a scholarly project. But what truly distinguishes us from other medical school training occurs in the very first semester. Our students receive training in skills instruction and patient encounters from the very beginning. This is how we teach them to become compassionate physicians. Let me give you an example of our kindness curriculum. On rounds one day, during her internal medicine rotation, one of our OUWB students encountered a patient with widespread cancer. This woman was in a wheelchair and having a very bad day. The patient's disease was progressing and doctors were really running out of all options. This student took the opportunity to sit with the woman and taught her a meditation technique, one that she had learned through the OUWB curriculum. She claimed, "There's not always something you can do for your patients medically, but there's always something you can do that validates their fears, empowers them, and shows them that you are trying to help them in every way." That was not a random act. Empathy and compassion are bedrock principles of our school. Our school was established with a deep commitment for the humanistic aspect of patient care. According to our founding dean, Robert Folberg, empathy is more than a course or how we teach or inspirational speakers. This is our culture. On occasion, I've been asked, what do you look for in selecting students who want to become physicians at OUWB? To which I respond, let me tell you a short story. While I served on admissions committee, I met a student named Tanner, who was an applicant from a Midwestern college. During our conversation, I asked Tanner about the type of service he was involved in. He told me he was very dedicated to his studies, but found time to do really only one service project. He said that every day after school, before evening study, he would roll a shopping cart to the local hospital and several clinics, where he would collect near-expiring medical supplies. He would fill his shopping cart as much as possible, and no matter what the weather, including rain or snow, he would push his cart for several blocks until he got to his storage facility where he would drop off the supplies. Over the months, Tanner filled that storage locker. With the little money that he could spare, he arranged for all of the supplies to be sent to Uganda. There, he was able to affect the health and lives of hundreds of people he never met. Wow. He didn't do this to get into medical school. He did it because he knew he was making a difference. That's the person I want as my physician. That's the person we want at OUWB. This is the type of individual who cares for people in all walks of life. He exhibited the characteristics in which this medical school was founded. He is different, he is unique, he is someone the medical community needs. There's a little of Tanner in each and every one of the graduates here today. You were asked to join us on a mission to become a kind, caring, compassionate physician. Each of you brought unique talents that you have shared with the entire OUWB community. So when someone asks me what makes an OUWB physician, I think of Tanner's story and I share it with honor. We now come to the portion of the ceremony that's called the recitation of oath. This oath is not any oath. It is your class oath. Each of you in the class of 2019 has contributed to it over the years. I want to share with everyone 4 significant points that I found in this oath that makes it truly unique. In 2016, World Medical Organization modified the Oath of Geneva to include wording about self-care. This is not new to OUWB. Self-care has been an important theme of our class oaths from the very beginning. The class of 2019 is no different. In your oath, you wrote that taking care of patients starts with your own well-being. Your oath also recognizes the value of interprofessionalism, which is not yet in the Oath of Geneva. You understand that your talent alone does not heal a patient. You respect other members in the medical profession as an integral part of the medical team. Even more profound, you accept that the medical profession is not a job that is clocked into. So you commit to being compassionate at all times, always and everywhere. The most profound point in the oath that you are about to recite is the very first word, we. No other class oath begins this way. You affirm the solidarity with your colleagues around these values. You affirm that our medical school is a community serving its community. You affirm that you are a physician who studied at OUWB. In addition, and probably most importantly, you are inviting all physicians in this room to take this oath with you as a member of your community. And for that, we thank you. I invite the members of the class of 2019 to rise and prepare to recite your oath. And I invite every physician to join with our new colleagues in commitment to medicine. All together, on this day, we advance from medical student to medical doctor. We commit to lifelong learning and will endeavor to always be a master of our craft while taking care to admit what we do not know. We vow to never use our medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. We affirm to never break the intimate bond of trust and confidentiality between physician and patient. We will practice our profession with conscience and integrity. We will refuse to be swayed by any temptations which run contrary to the best interest of our patients. We will live our lives in a way that honors the traditions and responsibilities associated with the title of physician. We promise that our compassion will not be confined to the walls of our practice, but will follow us wherever we go. We will not forget to take care of ourselves. recognizing the well-being of our patients relies on our own. We will respect all members of the medical team and recognize their talents. Our colleagues will be our sisters and brothers. We make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon our honor. I ask the graduates to remain standing while all others are seated. Graduates, you have officially received your degrees as MDs, and you have made a public declaration to the practice of medicine. At this time, I invite you, our graduate doctors, an opportunity to look around the arena and extend appreciation to all of those who supported you during your academic journey. Now I ask the M1, M2, and M3 classes to please rise. Graduates, please turn toward them so that the student body may be the first to congratulate you. I invite everyone to join in congratulating the OUWB class of 2019. I would like to thank the Deaf Community Advocacy Network for assisting us in interpreting today's ceremony in American Sign Language. Also, thank you to Cabaret Pipes and Drums, Da Cappella, and the Oakland University Wind Symphony for their special contributions. I also have to take a moment to thank those that made this commencement ceremony possible, from the OUWB Departments of Student Affairs and Foundational Medical Studies to the Arena Facilities and OU Video Services and the dozens of staff who volunteered today. Thank you for your commitment to making this event a success. Now, our new physicians, please prepare for the recessional. We ask that everyone keep the aisles clear until the graduates, platform party, and faculty have exited the arena. We invite everyone to join us at the reception across the street at the Elliott Tower where you can meet our graduates. I now declare the commencement ceremony for the OUWB class of 2019 to be complete. Dr. Noiva and Cabaret Pipes and Drums, please.